So browser navigation methods. Till now we have seen browser methods, switch to methods. Today we'll see browser navigation. I hope you all aware of browser navigation. Is the forward, backward, refresh, navigate to another website. This is the main, right? That's a general functionality. That browser functionalities, how can you handle in Selenium? So that can be handled with the navigation methods. So navigate method is an abstraction allowing the driver to access browser history and to navigate to the given specific URL. So there is a to of URL. So opens the URL and maintains the browser history. Opens the URL and maintains the browser history. That's a to of URL. So we can load the URL using a to of URL method. That means from one website to another website, you can navigate to of URL. So the syntax of method is browser reference dot navigate method dot to of URL. That's a browser navigation methods. Browser navigation method. So basically navigate is an abstract method that allows the driver to access browser history and to navigate to specified URL. There is a you want to navigate to previous page. You need to call back method. So the syntax of back method is driver dot navigate method dot back method. So if you want to move, okay, once you navigate back, you want to come to front, forward, then forward method you can use. So it navigates to next page. So that's the syntax you have to write, a driver dot navigate method dot forward method. Then refresh method, entire browser you want to refresh. You can use a refresh method. So the difference between get of URL and navigate method dot to of URL. What is the difference between these two? So get of URL method doesn't allow driver to access the browser's history, while navigate method will allow to access the browser's history. That's the first point. And second point, you cannot navigate back and forward using get method, while same can be achieved with navigate method. And another interview question, there is a third point, sorry. So there is no specific method for refresh a web page in get method, but navigate method provides a refresh method to refresh the web page. So these are the three important points you need to provide. So this is one of the famous interview question, this one also. So I'm giving interview questions again at the end, sir, what are the interview questions? I see many people will ask again. So if you go to our blog, and I have clearly mentioned these are the interview questions. So read them. And then another interview question. How will you refresh a page using get method? Get method doesn't have a refresh, right? Then how can you refresh? How can you refresh that? So to refresh the web page using get method, you have to call the get method twice. Why, if you call that twice get method, what will happen? Every time page will be reloaded. Driver.get means page will reload. One more time driver.get means it will reload. If you call twice, driver.get and the URL you pass as a parameter, and automatically it will reload. That's a refresh one. So that's the how you can do with the get method, even though if you don't have a refresh method. So that's all about navigate methods. So what are the navigate methods? Two of URL. So you can navigate to specified URL from current URL to another URL. In the same tab you can open. And second one, back method, browser back button. If you want to simulate a browser back button, you need to call the back method. So driver dot navigate method dot back method. And forward method. So it navigates to next page. So driver dot navigate method dot forward method. Refresh method. Driver dot navigate method dot refresh method. So these are the methods, very important. Any questions are on this? So find element methods. Till now we have seen browser related methods, all of them. Browser level. Browser title, browser address bar URL, browser source code, browser window ID, browser closing, we have seen. And also how to switch from one window to other window, how to switch to the iframes, how to switch to the alerts we have seen. And then navigation methods also we have seen. Now that navigation methods also the browser related functionality one. Now we are entering into elements, web elements. So how can you identify a web element? I already given this syntax, right? So using find element method, you can recognize the web element. So find element by dot locator, locator value. So it finds the first web element in the web page based on the given locator. So which returns a web element type. So what this find element method will return? Web element interface type it will return. See the return type, this is the return type method. So again, if you remember our methods, return type methods, how to call, I already told that time. So first data type, element name equal to webdriver find element method. So that's what I'm following. So this method return type is a web element type and the variable name equal to, so object identification equal to with the first of browser reference dot find element by dot locator, locator value. So this is the one we have written in our object identification time. Locators time we have written this. Remember, this is the one, right? We have written web element name equal to driver dot find element. That is the same I am showing here. So web element sign in link equal to driver dot find element by dot link text sign in. Web element search button equal to driver dot find element by dot class name, the class value. So find elements method by dot locator, locator value. Find elements method by dot locator, locator value. So it finds all the elements in a current page based on the given locator and stores in a list type collection. So it's a plural. You see that? It's a plural. You can get a group of elements in the web page. You can get a group of elements in the web page. So find elements by dot locator, locator value. So what it does, it returns a list of web elements. List of web element type it returns. So it finds all web elements in a current page based on the given locator and stores in a list type collection. So list web element collection name equal to driver dot find elements. See that find elements here, it is a find element. Please, if you are, I see many people make mistakes. That means they are confused with singular and plural. Find element means only one element. Very simple, basic logic. Find elements means a group of elements. Where you can store a group of elements in the collections. That's what the collection I am using. Find elements always returns a list type web element. Get window handles always returns a set type collection, set string. Please remember all these return types and everything. So the syntax is very, very important. So when you write a find element, you should write always left side web element. When you write a find elements, always you need to write a left side list web element. This is the standard structure, it doesn't change. So, and then by dot locator value. This is again a class dot static method. So if you know method structure, again you don't make mistake here also. This is all everything Java. So your Java, so represent here in every line. So that's why I'm telling, read the Java properly. If you are not comfortable, join our classes, weekend it's going on, and get familiarity with the Java. So how strong you are in Java, your job also you will be settled. If you're not good with Java, highly impossible. Okay. So next scenario, I'm giving all the scenarios. These are the scenarios you will get in the web pages. Any web page, these are the scenarios you will get. I want to fetch all the child elements from parent element. How can you get them? That's a scenario. So in this process, I'm giving a step-by-step steps. The first step is identify the parent element. Parent element means single, right? Single means web element, element name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator of locator value. That's the single element. Now from this parent element, inside you have a child elements. You need to get all of them. So then if you want to get all of them from this parent, you have to use a find elements method on the parent. So parent element dot find elements, not necessarily always a driver. Driver means a browser, entire page. You can fetch all the elements in the page. You can fetch all child elements in the parent also, parent element also. So the find elements method can be applied on the browser, on the parent element also. So both ways you can use find elements method. So list web element collection name equal to parent element dot find elements by dot locator value. So this is the two steps you need to use to fetch particular element inside child elements. So parent element has many childs. All those childs you want to fetch. So what is the two steps? First, identify the parent element. From parent element, you fetch all of them into list collection. So to fetch all the child elements from the parent means you have to use a find elements method. So this is the very, very important. I'm going to use this syntax, this concept for a drop down for particular section links, anything you want to play around with them. And this is the one of the very, very important concept. Next, so identification of elements also we are done. Now next topic is locators. So what are the locators? I already given, right? What are the different locators? What are different WebDriver locators?
CSS locator, expert locator, located by ID name, class name.
That's it.
Link, partial link.
Link text.
Link text, partial link text, CSS selector, XPath. Still ID, name, class name. The small things also, if you are not reading, I don't know why you are not spending time on these very small things. Okay, so the locators are ID of ID value, name of name value, class name of class value, XPath of XPath value, CSS selector of CSS value, tag name of tag, link text of exact link name, partial link text of partial link name. Now all these locators are static methods in by class. So this by class is available in org.openk.selenium package. So in that package, by is one of the class. That class inside, these are the methods, all static methods. Okay, so any locator are used to identify the elements, right? So the syntax of identifying any element is webElement, element name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator of locator value. That is the how to identify element. So identifying element by ID, I already shown you. Again, I'm repeating here one more time. webElement, element name equal to driver dot find element by dot ID, ID value. So this is an example. So to identify the element. So how to identify an element by name? webElement element name equal to driver dot find element by dot name value. Okay, so you can identify by ID, by name. You can identify by name multiple elements also. So fetching all child elements into collection. So using findElements API when name is common to many sub elements. So list webElement collection name equal to parent element dot findElements by dot name value. So that's the fetching all the elements in collection. List of webElement collection name equal to parent element dot findElements by dot name value. That means in this parent, all the child elements have the same name value, and those elements you are fetching and storing in this list collection. So maybe in the entire page, you can fetch all the elements which are having same name. So list webElement collection name equal to driver dot find elements by dot name value. So list webElement collection name equal to driver dot find elements by dot name value. So this is the how you can identify. So this a group of elements in the browser. Driver means you should remember entire page. So here element means page inside one parent element. That parent element inside you are fetching all childs. So that's you can fetch all the elements from parent element. You can fetch all the elements from entire browser. Driver means entire browser. So you can identify element by class name. Identifying element by class. So webElement element name equal to driver dot find element by dot class name. You can give a class attribute value in the HTML and copy and paste it here. So next, fetch all the child elements with the class from parent element. List web element collection name equal to parent element dot find elements by dot class name class value. Basically, I am fetching all the elements which are having same class value in this parent element. So how many child elements have this class value? All those elements will come and store in this collection, which is of type list web element. So you can fetch all the elements with the class in the browser. So driver dot find elements by dot class name, the class value. So list web element collection name. So you can fetch all the child elements into this collection. So XPath, by XPath, you can identify an element by XPath. You can identify element with a XPath, single element you can identify, multiple elements you can identify. So web element name equal to driver dot find element by dot XPath value. So fetching all the elements by XPath from parent element. List web element collection name equal to parent element dot find elements by dot XPath value you can give. So all the common child elements you can get to a collection. Fetching all the elements by XPath in a browser. So entire browser also you can fetch all the child elements by this XPath list web element collection name equal to driver dot find elements by dot XPath value. So you can fetch all of them into collection. So from parent element or from entire browser you can fetch. Same way CSS selector also. You can identify a single element with a CSS selector, or you can identify a group of element with a collection, or you can identify all the elements from the browser also. So if the CSS selector is common. So same way, very important, tag name. So you can use a tag to recognize the element. So you can identify a single element, you can identify a group of elements. So I'm going to show you scenarios here with this tag name. Web element name equal to driver dot find element by dot tag name tag. You can give tag, and based on the tag you can identify that element. Fetching all the child elements from parent element. So list web element collection name equal to parent element dot find elements by dot tag name tag. So in this parent, you can fetch all the child elements which are having same tag. So then you can store all of them into a collection, list collection. So fetch all the elements that are having same tag in the entire page. You can recognize all the elements. If you remember our HTML concepts, then the WebDriver scenarios, some of them you can answer very easily. See, how do you know number of links in the web page if they ask you? So that's the answer is very clear if you know the links are going to have which tag. So you need to fetch all the page links into list type collection. So list web element. So links equal to driver. Entire page means a driver I need to use it. Driver dot find elements by dot tag name A. So that you'll get all the links in this browser into this collection. So then collection dot size, if you give it, will give the number of links in this collection. So this is the code we are going to reuse. But if you know this generic concept, and you can use this for any other concepts also. So next, how can you fetch particular section links? Particular section links you want to fetch. I already told just now. in the findElements method I told. Particular section or parent element inside child elements you want to fetch. So the steps I have given, the same steps you follow here. But here links that I have given a generic steps. But here you can apply same steps here. So first identify the parent element. Parent element means webElement element name equal to driver dot findElement by dot locator value. That's a generic syntax to identify any element. Once you identify the parent element, from this parent, you get all the links. You should know links are going to have which tag. So all means you immediately should strike for you findElements method. So list webElement. So section links equal to this section name. That means parent element name dot findElements by dot tag name A. By dot tag name A. So that all, so now in this parent element, how many A tags are there? All those elements will come and store here. So system dot out dot println section links dot size. So how can you fetch particular drop down options? See, this is another scenario. Same. How can you fetch particular section links, right? That is for links I have given this code. Now for particular drop down. So I don't know how many of you know that drop down. So these are the drop downs, right? Country drop down. You see, so many options. But this drop down is going to have which tag?
Select tag.
So, okay, very good. So drop down option is going to have which tag? See, drop down is going to have select tag. Drop down option is going to have option tag. See, option tag is common. Same concept I'm applying here. First, I will identify the drop down webElement. Drop down name equal to driver dot findElement by dot locator. So now fetch all the options from this drop down. So list webElement options list equal to drop down dot findElements by dot tag name option. Now in this drop down, how many option tags are there? All will come and store in this collection. So this is the same scenario, right? Like no, previously I mentioned. So I applied for the elements here. One is for links, one is for drop down. I applied the previous generic 2 steps. Now how to identify the link? So if you want to identify the link, only you have option here. Link text you can use, or you can write XPath also, or CSS selector. I'm not denying you have to use only link text, but if it is a link, you can use link text. So webElement element name equal to driver dot findElement by dot link text exact link name. You can write exact link name. So next webElement forget password link equal to driver dot findElement by dot link text forget password by partial link text. So webElement element name equal to driver dot findElement by dot partial link text partial link name. So you can use a partial link name also. So that's all about this. So these are all some exercises I have given. Maybe you can We'll write a program on that. Okay, so don't worry. So that's all about locators, web element identification, navigation methods. Till now we have seen. Let's go. Okay, we identified the elements, right? What action you want to perform on that element? Okay, you identified fine with the different locators. What action you want to perform on that elements? So now web element action methods we'll see. So what is the next step? Web element action methods. So we call them web element methods. So there is a categorization here. Browser methods, switch to methods, navigation methods, element methods, identifying the element methods, and the locators and web element methods. So these are the different type of methods we are going to use. And this is a very important. The first method is click method. So the click method is used to perform the click action on link, button, checkbox, list box, and radio button. On all these elements, you will do click action only. So you will click on the link. The method you need to call click method. So you will click on the button. So you have to call click method. You will check the checkbox. You have to call click method only. You have to uncheck. You have to call click method only. You have to select a radio button. You have to use click method only. For all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. What is the method you need to use? Click method only. If you want to perform action on these elements. That's a click method. What is the click method syntax? See, first browser, then element identification is done by findElement by dot locator value dot click method. See, browser, element identification, then action. 3 sections. So easy. Browser inside you have element. How you can recognize that element? With the findElement method. findElement by this locator and locator value, then click action you perform. So meaningful sentence this driver in this browser, find the element by locator value dot click. Or this is the straightforward. Otherwise, first identify the element, web element name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator value. First you identify the element. Then on this element reference, you call the click method. So this is the element methods, right? That's why element name dot click method. So that's how you can use identifying the element. On the element reference, you call the click method. Okay, so this is how you can call driver dot find element by dot xpath, this one dot click method. Next one, submit method, second one. So when you want to submit on the forms, buttons, you will use this submit method. For example, your button has a type equal to submit, type attribute, type equal to submit attribute is there. Then you can call submit method on that button. You can use click method also. But if that button has a type attribute submit, you can call submit method on that button. Or if you have a forms, registration forms, login forms, search forms, on those forms, you can call submit method. So the syntax is browser dot find element by dot locator value dot submit method. So driver dot find element by dot locator value dot submit. Next, send keys method. So you want to type the value. So then you can use a send keys method. So driver dot find element by dot locator value dot send keys value. You type this value in this element. See, browser, on the browser, this element, in this element, you type this value or you enter this value by send keys method. Anything you want to enter some data, the method you need to call is send keys method. So for edit boxes, you need to use a send keys method. Element wise, I'm giving methods. You need to by heart them. So edit box means send keys method you have to call. Link button or checkbox or radio button, anything, click method. So you want to clear the content in the edit boxes. You will call clear method. So it is used to clear the content in the edit box. The syntax is driver dot find element by dot locator value dot clear method. So these are the 4 web element methods. We'll discuss once we come back how to handle drop down, how to select an option from drop down. We'll discuss once you join back.